The new phase of this whole retail transformation, what we call journey, it's actually kind of driven by predominantly by consumer trends. Actually, I mean, uh, retailers today are deploying these digital solutions. They're ensuring contactless shopping. They are putting direct connect frameworks to the end consumers, and they're trying with the endeavor to create an end shopping, end consumer or end customer shopping experiences with planograms, visual showrooms, so on and so forth. So in my opinion, all these brands, retailers, through retailers should really create like an event-like experience, within the stores to attract and engage buyers or shoppers, what we call. Today, some of these large brands, they are creating these flagship stores actually, with an intention to draw customers in the stores with a philosophy of mixture of cafes, book galleries, art galleries, so on and so forth, where interactive displays, etc., etc. So whole idea is basically creating the retail store space as a space for socializing, where one calls it as so-called retail entertainment. So net interactive in-store branding, personalized merchandising, and of course use of augmented reality and virtual reality. Those will be specific requirements, I would say, mandated to create those what we call as enhanced consumer experience or immersive in-store experiences, and therefore drive the brand engagement. The very first perspective there, how retailers are navigating route to digital transformation, is that they need to be very clear on the groundwork that is required for these future initiatives that they need to take. I mean, the groundwork has to be there to ensure that any initiative those retailers take, they should be, I mean, supported by them. So there has to be very clear, solid foundation at the, to go for that. Today, let's look at quickly. Predominantly, retailers are, facing challenges, as in one of the biggest challenges, legacy. A lot of them still have applications that talk in isolated manners, different languages within a multi-dimensional ecosystem. So, as an example, marketing, supply chain, accounts, they use different applications, because of which the haphazard adoption causes IT to become very complex. Therefore, what I personally feel is that retailers A need to define their strategy, their digital strategy beforehand. They need to approach this whole transformation in a very steady and phased manner. They should, make incremental changes, go step by step, test the efficacy of their initiatives while they work on an endeavor to integrate these online and offline channels, visual merchandising solutions, shopping solutions, so on and so. Okay. Uh, we have seen, especially in last 2 years and even before, I would say, retailers have had been attempting to kind of rewire their core processes, trying to adapt technology. But in last 2 years and 2020 and 2021, there have been existential crises there, and therefore it's been all the imperative that retailers had to rewire their basic core processes. But if we see, most of us, in spite of modifying their core processes, in spite of taking a lot of technology support, a retailer's ability to connect with the end consumer or a customer still remains a bit of challenge. However, as we go ahead in 2022, I think retailers will have to put value, we have to add value in every retail process, which will finally, with an objective of ensuring a very frictionless buying experience, what we mean to say, across the channels, offline, in online, whatever. That will be the key, where retailers will have to deliver a very clear, ensuring a frictionless buying experience. Some of the quick trends, as per me, while primarily adoption, primarily the mindset change, primarily the adoption of technology, those things will definitely be there as key. Some of the specific trends that I personally think will be key to success, sales success in 2022 and going forward is first and foremost, like most of us know, using artificial intelligence led technologies like augmented reality, like virtual reality. Those retail practices will be there to ensure that they are able to land the initiatives on the ground. For example, as we all know that e-commerce is increasing, retailers will more and more utilize, harness augmented reality technology, which will help to bridge the gap between physical and digital, or physical and digital rather. Uh, you know, as an example, most of us know in fashion segment, the online retailers will be using the technologies. Why? To help to enable an end customer to actually get a real-time look and feel of their products even on their smartphone. And most of us are experiencing that right now. So therefore, that will be pivotal to create those touchless, contactless shopping experiences. This will be one. Second, as per me, there will be requirement of ensuring compliance within the store environment. What do I mean to say that is that consistently to ensure sustainable retail operations ecosystems, we will need to do continuous in-store hygiene checks. We'll need to do course correction. Compliance of retail processes will need to be validated, and that will eventually lead to what we call as customer confidence in the brand. Therefore, basically implementation of retail audits will be one of the key, and those retail compliance strategies needs to be kind of helping stores in measuring or in understanding either success or failure in the in-store campaigns, in planogram, so on and so forth. And finally help retailers to actually what you call give them consistency across branding, across planogram, more importantly across promoter experiences, so on and so forth. This is second. Third is, like I already talked about, ensuring a very an immersive experience within the store. I mean, I talked about it where I said it's become like an retail. It's become like a place for socializing. It's becoming more of a customer experience driven places. So therefore, the third part of this initiative would be how are we putting the retail activation, experience-driven retail activations, where there are different store models these days, store-in-store model, setting up cafes, setting art galleries. What they do is they help to entice customer to by offering them experience which goes beyond the transactional value. Most of us, I mean, know about that today. Beyond the transactional value, a customer looks in for that end customer, and all these retail activations should be directed towards that. And those retail activations needs to be formulated basis some sales intelligence data, customer product data, competitor data, so on and so forth. The next part would be while merchandising is done, retailers will need to follow an algorithmic merchandising optimization approach. What does this mean? That will help them to plan product assortments, pricing strategies, inventory investments. They need to, I mean, use detailed, sales data to examine what is the product performance across various touch points, and all that can happen when retailers, use these algorithmic merchandising optimization. And finally what will it lead to is driving sales, and second most importantly also achieve customer satisfaction. Next, I mean, one of the key trends that will definitely, and that is already there, is supply chain actually effectiveness is also very fundamental to any success of any retail operation at any point of time. Helps to meet the parity between demand and supply, help to ensure steady movement of goods, and one of those trends will be again supply chain management with an AI integration coming in. It helps retailers or brands to understand demand, understand therefore make predictions what customer want, so on and so forth. So many of these key initiatives that I've talked about like use of automation in supply chain, like we talking about already use of IoTs and RFID devices, ensuring inventory tracking, giving stakeholders real-time data and so on and so forth. While some of them have been implemented, some of them are going to get implemented, some retailers have already advanced in this, but I think these three or four or five key areas will be really, really critical towards the retail success journey going forward. But one key important thing at the end of it is, while automation will play an important role with an intent to finally give that end consumer experience or customer, foundation lies also in terms of making basic foundations very clear, making adoption very clear, and mindsets and adoption will play an important part. We have to finally reach to that level and goals.